In this video, we are discussing proprietary ratio, which is another important leverage ratio. So, leverage ratios are used for checking the capacity of a company to pay the long-term liabilities along with interest. That you know. So, proprietary ratio shows the relationship between shareholders' fund and total assets. ഷെയർ ഹോൾഡേഴ്സ് ഫണ്ട് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്തൊക്കെ പേര് വേറെ നമ്മൾ പറയും? പ്രൊപ്രൈറ്റേഴ്സ് ഫണ്ട് എന്ന് പറയും, ഓണേഴ്സ് ഇക്വിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയാം, നെറ്റ് വർത്ത് എന്ന് പറയാം, അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ ദിസ് ഈസ് എ റേഷ്യോ ദാറ്റ് ഷോസ് ദ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്പ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ പ്രൊപ്രൈറ്റേഴ്സ് ഫണ്ട് ഓർ ഷെയർ ഹോൾഡേഴ്സ് ഫണ്ട് ആൻഡ് ടോട്ടൽ അസറ്റ്സ്. So the ratio is shareholders fund divided by total assets. The two components are familiar to you. Shareholders fund, that you know. Total asset means total of fixed assets and current assets. So what is the objective of this proprietary ratio, computation of proprietary ratio? This ratio is computed for the purpose of knowing how much funds have been contributed by the shareholders towards the total assets. For example, if you got the ratio of 0.5 is to 1, the ratio is expressed like, this ratio can be expressed as a proportion as well as in percentage. So if the ratio is 0.5, that is expressed like 0.5 is to 1. Otherwise you can express it as 50%. So what is the meaning of this 50%? 50% means of the total assets, 50% is contributed by the shareholders, or 50% of the assets are purchased with the help of the owners fund, proprietors fund or shareholders fund. Generally, a ratio of 0.5 is to 1 or above 50% is considered ideal. Means at least 50% of the assets should be procured with the help of owners fund. So this ratio shows the financial health of the firm, and this ratio is of great importance to creditors. So if this ratio is 0.6 is to 1, if this ratio is 0.7 is to 1, what is the interpretation? 70% of the assets, total assets, are purchased with the help of owners fund. So the creditors can relax. They are off in a safe zone, right? So higher the ratio means greater the safety to the creditors. Low ratio shows greater risk to creditors. So this can be this proprietary ratio or all the leverage ratios are of great importance to the creditors. So whenever they are advancing more and more loans to the company, they will evaluate whether the company will be able to pay back our fund. So that is about a proprietary ratio. Higher ratio indicates that the firm is less dependent on creditors for its requirements, funding requirements. So higher proprietary ratio indicates safety for the creditors. A too high proprietary ratio means the company is using less debt capital in financing the total assets of the firm. So that is also not preferred. High ratio is good for the creditors, right? So that's all about proprietary ratio.